All right, folks, before we get into this part 2 of our doubleheader, the Cochise men's taking on Arizona Western, we got star of the night, KK Asbury. K Money.
K Money.
Before we get into it, just describe the emotions of the game that happened. It was back and forth all night, and to pull out a run like that at the end and win by 10, how's that feel?
I mean, that's the goal, is always to win. But especially at the house, you know, we've won these last few games. This is a big game for us. They're number 1 in our conference. So we knew it was going to be a battle. And we knew, I mean, us against anyone at the camp, we were betting on ourselves. We love playing in this atmosphere. We love the tight games. We love the competitiveness. That's basketball. That's how it's supposed to be.
So in this game, talk about a little bit offensively where you didn't score for a long time until you hit the 2 big, by the way, great shots, 2 big 3-pointers at the end, but 9 assists. So I talk about this all the time when someone's over here and they're not necessarily scoring the way they used to. How do you keep yourself engaged in the game to make sure that you're still benefiting the team?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to find ways to impact the game. My shot was definitely off, wasn't hitting my floaters. So if I have to step up on the defensive end, if I got to step up on the defensive end, that's what I'm going to do. Get my teammates involved. Just finding ways to impact the game and to win the game, honestly.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's kind of what we hear at all. Everyone looks at basketball. They look at the box score, the points, blah, 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 blah. But, again, 9 assists, I was surprised. That you had that many, so congratulations on that.
I didn't know I had that many either.
I mean,
but like I said, just finding ways to impact the game. Just trying to get the win. Whatever I have to do, whether that's play defense or get my teammates involved, score 20 points, whatever it is.
Lady Apaches currently ranked 18th. You just took out the number 12 team in the nation. I always have to say nation. We deal with high school sports a lot. People think it's state. No, it's nation. So you're the 18th team in the nation. You're running an 11-game winning streak. What do you think's been the most important factor in this winning streak to keep this momentum alive?
I would just say just chemistry. I mean, we're a family out there, so just continuing to encourage our day. If it's not your day, it's going to be someone else's. It'll be your next teammate's day. So just staying positive, cheering our teammates on, and doing what we got to do to win.
And then I said at the broadcast, the stars came out when it mattered most. You had a couple big 3-pointers to get your team back in the game. Michaela Bleeping Silas right back in there, and then Padilla closed it out with the layup. The big 3 came to play. One thing I don't think you might have heard is Jessie Joaquim had 10 points and 20 rebounds. Did you feel that all night?
20. I always feel it. Jessie's always down there dominating the boards. We need that. That's our dog down there. 20 rebounds. She's a dog.
13 in the first half, so she kind of cooled down in the second half. But anyway, great win, K Money. Of course, you're one of our fan favorites. Your dad, Kevin, was in here as always.
Shout out my parents. I love y'all. And God.
Ahead. Anyone else you want to shout out? Let everyone know about KK Asbury.
Just my parents, everybody watching, my family. Thank you, God, for the opportunity. And, just blessed to be here.
KK Asbury, thank you so much. Another great win for the Cochise College Lady Apaches. We have just 10 minutes, folks, and we will get this men's game underway. You can hear the copyrighted music. I will be turning this one down. Until then, stay tuned for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second part of our Cool FM live coverage of Cochise College Apache basketball. I am Paul Corder. Thank you for joining me on Cool FM live streaming all of our sports live free of charge. This one brought to you by the Cochise College Athletic Department. Part 2 of the Matadors versus the Apaches. Part 1 was taken down in a battle of top 20 teams. The number 18 Lady Apaches take out the number 12 Matadors from Arizona Western, 56-46. Stars did show up in that one, and that was a heck of a game. Always something going on with the ladies that makes it fun. This one, a big 10-0 run, 11-0 run to end the game. That's going to be the 11th win / 10th win in a row for the Lady Apaches. I did just see the athletic department for Cochise College say it was a 10-game winning streak, so I might be wrong about that 11, but I think it's 11 games on the winning streak for the Lady Apaches. The men, a bounce-back game last time they played. They got a big win, and now trying to make it 2 in a row here tonight against the Arizona Western Matadors. Cochise College comes into this game 14-6, 6-2 in conference. They are led in scoring and assists by Ben Henderson, 18 points a game, almost 4 assists per game. Also, big shout-outs to Mark Clegg Jr., who averages 14 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. And then, of course, we can't forget about who everyone says the best shooter in the world, Jackson Tunbridge, 12.6 points per game. The problem with Jackson is when you are the best shooter in the world, people didn't start to notice, and so a lot of eyes on him, following him even to half court around the three-point line. Nobody wants to see Mr. Tunbridge get hot. For Arizona Western, they come into this game 15-5, 6-3 in conference. Their head coach is Kyle Isaacs, and of course, head coach for Cochise College, NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Arizona Western is led in scoring by Matt Anglo, and also second leading scorer is Edwin Suarez at 12.3 points per game. We just 47 seconds away from bringing you part 2 of Arizona Western versus Cochise College. Margot Ware in the chat says, "Let's go Cochise." And Megan Asbury says, "Hi, K-Money." Of course, Kaylin Asbury was our interviewee after the game, where she had 6 points and 9 assists. Leading scorer was Michaela Silas at 18 points and 20 rebounds from Jesse Joaquim. Here's our national anthem, folks. We'll have to mute the stream momentarily. Stay tuned. And we'll have the starting lineups from Coach Tom Heck from the Tombstone Yellow Jackets. Tobias Chastain in the chat says, "Let's go!" There are your Cochise College Apaches. As you see in the student section back there, I got fellow Kansas Cityans. Nobody wears a Royals jersey unless you're from Kansas City, Missouri. Final directions for the Apaches from head coach, Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Zeke, I forgot to set up the microphone. Brother. Law was going on. Of course, Ezekiel Avando, right? Yeah, look at me go. Right next to me. He'll probably be joining us at least in the second half. Opening tip goes to Ben Henderson and Cochise College. The Apaches have first crack at the basket. Cochise coming out with a lot of energy, a lot of off-ball movement like they normally do. Henderson into Joshua Whiteside, the energy player for the Apaches. Battling inside, short on the turnaround jumper in the paint. Rebound going to Suarez for Arizona Western. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live. Don't hesitate to jump in the chat. Let me know who you're cheering for and where you're cheering from, especially if you're from Arizona Western. Thanks for finding our Cool FM live stream. Up and under, no good. The putback, a lot of second chance opportunities. Angel Gutierrez is going to get that one to go in eventually. Whiteside in the inside, draws the contact, and one opportunity. Joshua Whiteside lively in the early going. I got it. Joshua converts the three-point opportunity. Arizona Western bringing the ball up court now. 3-2 lead. That's going to be a floater in the lane. It was a good look, but no conversion there from Matt Anglo, the leading scorer for Arizona Western. Not used to seeing him miss that shot. Mark Legg Jr. is going to be fouled on the entry pass, so that's the second team foul, I should say, for Arizona Western.
Hello. I'm good?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. I'm back.
And Zeke is back with me in the building, folks. A packed house last time. Couldn't even set up next to each other, but here we are tonight. Jace Johnson with the ball for the Cochise College Apaches. Over to Ben Henderson. Leading scorer and assist man for the Apaches. Back to Jace Johnson. Israel with it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be Ben Henderson. Deep three, no good. Contact, nothing called. Arizona Western bringing the ball back up court now. Down 2 points. Gutierrez swinging that one all the way across to Barton. Aaron Barton. Ball does finally wind up with Matt Anglo, the leading scorer for Arizona Western. That's back into Barton. There's Anglo for three. And there's Isaiah Smith with the defense. That's going to be an offensive foul charging Jace Johnson. Tough under the basket.
Jace Johnson, that was a great positioning on that play, especially coming off the block where everybody was most likely disorganized, but Jace Johnson came in through with that.
3-2 here in the early going, just over a minute gone. Cochise College Apaches on top for game 2 of our doubleheader. Ladies victorious, 56-46. And part 1, Jace Johnson with the ball. There's Whiteside. He's got all 3 of the Apache points, and that's going to be out of bounds. Whiteside slipping on the floor. Ball going back to Arizona Western. And we're going to have a timeout. So we have to switch the foul. I think they're calling it on 10 blue. 10 blue is going to be Matt Anglo. All right, so they just had to stop the game to get that right, and we are ready to go again. Matadors bringing the ball back up court one more time. Anglo with it.
Isaiah Smith on the ball.
And Anglo with the ball. He's got Whiteside checking him. Smith now on him. Big number 44, Poirier Winatana, checking into the game and making his presence known right away. As Tobias Chastain in the chat says, let's go JW. They're trying to feed Whiteside on the inside. Unfortunately, that one going to be another turnover, 4-3, Arizona Western on top.
Yet another turnover. That's already 2 turnovers in the span of 3 minutes. That's not on the good pace where Cochise wants to be at. They're a very high, fast-paced team, but they can't afford to give up too many turnovers like that.
Anglo with the ball gets it over to Childs, or Gutierrez rather. Anglo again. He's got Smith on him. That's a good idea for Isaiah Smith and the Cochise College Apaches. Isaiah Smith, who I think is their best defender. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Rising up, no good on that shot. They want to go quickly. Ben Henderson with the ball. He's got Smith. Bounce pass. Has to check it back. Smith's going to put it up either way. Follows his own shot. Gets his own rebound. Throwing this one back out to Ben Henderson. Cochise College wants to reset. 13 on the shot clock. Mark Clegg Jr. Over to Jace. Jace Johnson with it. On the baseline. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jace Johnson. Athleticism underneath, but he's going to be checked. This one's coming all the way back up court. But they can't handle the transition. That was Caleb Myers. Not able to handle that one, as we do have DG Salis in the chat. Says, okay, I can't really see her name, so sorry about that. If that's
those
DG Resales, okay. Isaiah Smith, free throw line jumper up and good. Can't leave him that open. 5-4. Apaches regain the lead.
Isaiah Smith with a great shot, especially with the movement that they've been doing. It's been like extraordinary to watch. The Matadors are playing exquisite defense, which is causing a very difficult play for the Cochise side of the ball. Smith on the ball with the hedge by Westside.
Anglo's going to drive on the inside now for Arizona Western. Put that up and no good. Good fight by Jace Johnson on the rebound. Jace Johnson goes quickly. He's in the paint. He pulls up for the jumper. And good. 7-4 Apache lead.
Jace Johnson on the ball.
Barton with the ball for Arizona Western. There's Anglo. Big man with it. Winatana, he's showing off some moves. Big man can move. Drops it off. 8 on the shot clock. Winatana, the floater just outside the paint. Can't get that one to go. Student section letting him have that one on the air ball. Jace Johnson over to Isaiah Smith. Whiteside on the inside. Joshua Whiteside. Oh, they're going to call offensive foul on Joshua Whiteside. Zeke, I got to assume you don't like that call.
That was a difficult call, to say the least. A lot of those calls could have been called for flopping, and they have this new rule where if it's a flop, they get 1 free throw out of that. So it just depends on what you're looking at, different scopes of the game.
Didn't look like anything out of the ordinary from here. Anglo with the ball. Over to Myers. Myers now at the top of the key. Switches it over to Gutierrez. Winatana, the big. Top of the key. Drops it off. Drive baseline. Good defense there. Zambonete is going to knock that one away. Get it up to Jace Johnson. They got Jackson Tunbridge in the corner. Zambonete over to Jace Johnson. The elbow 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Glegg going to fight for the rebound, but ultimately going to come out to Caleb Myers. Arizona Western looking to cut this deficit down to 1 possession. The floater by Anglo up and good. 7-6. Jace Johnson now going quickly for Cochise College. Mark Clegg Jr. Ben Henderson getting up to the scorer's table, ready to check in is going to be Chase Murray. There's Ben Henderson. Fadeaway jumper up and good.
That was a difficult shot by Ben Henderson, leading into it with the spin. Ben Henderson on the ball. Jackson Tunbridge.
Winatana. Peoria Winatana with the ball. Mark Clegg not giving him an inch. Winatana's going to drive to the inside, gets in the paint, can't convert the shot, but a great rebound and putback. Once again, Caleb Myers, the big, getting it done on the glass. Clegg Jr. with the ball now for the Apaches. He gets a screen by Tunbridge. Elbow jumper from Clegg. That's up and in, 11-8. Very efficient so far, Zeke, for the Apaches offensively.
He has that shooter's bounce.
Arizona Western bringing the ball back up court now. That ball's going to be tipped, no over and back. Winatana playing a lot of point forward right now. I'd like to see the big try to get his body inside. Going against Mark Clegg. Fans wanted to travel, nothing called. That one's going to be off the side of the backboard, no good from Gutierrez, and they finally do find the bucket. Now just a 1-point lead for the Apaches. Jace Johnson coming up court. Clegg Jr. driving on the inside. Mark Clegg Jr. can't get that to go. Rebound again to Myers from the Matadors for Arizona Western. Aaron Barton with the ball. Caleb Myers. Gutierrez with the ball. Angel Gutierrez, a deep three, no good. Clegg going to get the rebound. Mark Clegg Jr., the leading rebounder for the Apaches, showing what he can do on the glass. Jace Johnson in the paint. That's an easy bucket for our man Jace.
Great shot for Jace Johnson. That's his shot. That's his bread and butter. Everywhere he goes, that's his favorite spot on the court.
He's been getting those open too in the paint, Zeke, so keep an eye on that. Maybe the defense changes for the Matadors. As it stands now, they're giving Jace Johnson a lot of easy looks just inside the paint. Good defense there from Zambonetti. He's going to force the miss. Jace Johnson bringing the ball up court. He wants to get in the paint. He's going to go all the way, laying it up off the glass, and I'm loving the Jace Johnson I'm seeing tonight. Arizona Western bringing the ball back up court now. 15-10 your score, 12 minutes to play in the first half. It's going to be Anglo with the ball. Leading scorer for Arizona Western. He wants to drive on Henderson. Good defense to deny. Matt Anglo can't get the shot. Henderson, the good defense and the defensive rebound. Alexander Zambonetti!
Oh my goodness!
Slams that one home.
What an emphatic slam by Alexander Zambonetti.
That's going to draw a timeout from Arizona Western. 17-10, 11:46 to play in the first half. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Cool FM Live. Make sure you like the Cool FM Live page and the Cool FM Live sports page. Also subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page where you can find all of our sports action after we broadcast those games. And if Dan the Man's a part of it, he live streams on YouTube for us as well as on Facebook. I'd like to thank the people that got us here. First, the Cochise College Athletic Department. Without them, none of this would be happening right now. And I got to tell you, I couldn't be more happy about it because I had no idea these athletes existed in Cochise County, and they play lights out. Not just the men, Zeke, the women, 11-game winning streak over there. Also, thank you to Cool FM Live sponsors, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, and the Ed Morris Automotive Group of Sierra Vista, formerly Law Automotive. Drive in today and experience the difference. And, of course, my personal sponsor, Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care for people that struggle with activities of daily living all across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Call them today at 520-685-1035. Gerald Morgan back in our chat says, hi, guys. Arizona Western will get the ball. They took the timeout, down 7. A big run here from the Apaches. Exclamation point by Alexandra Zambonetti, who dropped in the dunk. A full court press will be beat by Arizona Western, but they throw the ball away. Jackson Tunbridge with it. He's got that range. Decides to give it off to Hawthorne. DeAndre Hawthorne, Buena Colt graduate. Buena Colt's top 10 team in Arizona in high school right now. Zambonetti, Jackson Tunbridge off the front rim, no good. Good rebound there from Chase Murray, giving the Cochise College Apaches another possession. Tunbridge, he's got that range. He's going to pop it. Jackson Tunbridge off the rim and no good. Alexander Zambonetti with the save and a good hustle play from both Zambonetti and Chase Murray to keep the ball alive. Then Henderson over to Hawthorne. DeAndre Hawthorne over to Chase Murray. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Murray's going to drive baseline. Fall away jumper. 3 looks at the basket. No points for the Cochise College Apaches.
After all those hustle plays, that's probably the most needed thing for this game because you can tell that this is going to be such a gritty game and everything behind it. But if you can get those 50-50 balls, they can change the tide.
Diata in the game now for the Arizona Western. His first minutes. There is Anglo. Only 1 bucket so far, the leading scorer for Arizona Western. Shooter shooting. I expect him to keep firing. He's going to throw this one inside. 4 on the shot clock. 3, 2, they got to get it up. They lose sight of the shot clock, and that's going to be a 25-second violation. 30-second violation, whatever it is in college.
That's all you could ask for from the Cochise side of the ball. That was great defense. They were playing off on the corners. They were making sure they were getting the closeouts, not trying to get beat off the dribble. With all of that said, that's all you could really ask for from the Cochise side.
Chase Murray, he's having himself some good minutes. Ben Henderson with the ball now. Tunbridge setting up in the corner. Henderson wants to drive. Good defense, but what a pass from Henderson. Chase Murray through the contact, able to slam that one home.
I'm surprised that was not an and one call.
I am too. I heard contact, and even through this crowd, I could hear that. Them's the breaks. 19-10, Cochise College Apaches on top. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. And that's great defense from Zambonete, but he does momentarily lose the ball. The floater, no good. The putback finally up and in by Aaron Barton. Nope, sorry, that is Edwin Suarez. Chase Murray with the ball now. 9:36 to play, a 7-point Apache lead. Chase Murray, the corner three, feeling himself, can't get that one to go. Still a 19-12 score line here in Douglas, Arizona. Suarez going to come back up. Chase Johnson and Joshua Whiteside get up to the scorer's table. Going to check in a moment as soon as our next stoppage happens. Anglo driving on the inside, got a good look. And that's going to be a foul on 22 White, Chase Murray for holding. So Arizona Western will retain possession of the ball. 9:14 to play in the first half. Edwin Suarez going to the line for 2 free throws. Must have been a putback opportunity free throw. Cochise College 2 team fouls. Arizona Western 3 team fouls. First one up and good for Suarez. Cuts the deficit to 6. This is a thing I've noticed from Cochise College, Ezekiel, is they let teams hang around, and it's a game at the end. What do you think the boys got to do to close this one out tonight?
Grab rebounds. That's probably going to be the name of this game because Arizona Western, they're a very physical team down low, and well, if they can beat them out on the boards, then they will get that win.
Great ball movement. It leads to a finish by Joshua Whiteside. 5 or 7 points, I can't remember, for Whiteside here in this ball game. A focal point of the offense. 21-14. 7-point lead for the Apaches. Anglo with the ball in the corner. They're going to call Whiteside for the foul. Not happy with it. Good job there. Physical play by Role underneath as well. I did notice for Arizona, actually that was Luca Rayner. A lot of freshmen, only 2 sophomores on this Arizona Western team. But they are 15-5 this year.
Not a bad record. They are not a bad team. They play very physical. They're a very hard-playing team. They know how to get their screens, get those rebounds.
Kim So Blessed in the chat says, yes, Chase! Sorry, I had to get that one out of there. They had the Z's in it, too, so that's how you know you got to pronounce it. 46 to play, a 21-14 ball game. Cochise College Apaches on top of the Arizona Western Matadors. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo giving the refs some stick, as he likes to do. No one better in the business than letting the refs know how he feels. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Matt Anglo with the ball. He's going to kick this one. Elbow three-pointer up and good. I do believe that might be their first three-pointer of the game. Babacar Diatta not only hits the three-pointer, but does get the steal. He's going to drive inside to kick it out. Back to a 4-point deficit. Good ball movement on the inside, but it was one too many passes. Mark Legg Jr. able to bring the ball up for the Apaches, and now Jace Johnson gets it over to Mark Legg. Ben Henderson now. Zambonete, top of the key 3, no good. 21-17, still just a 4-point deficit for Arizona Western. Oh, that's great hands. Jace Johnson's going to knock this one away. Jace Johnson, he's had himself a game so far. The track back block, but that's illegal. That's going to be a foul called on Babacar Diatta. Jeez Louise, English is a tough language. That was 2 shots now for Jace Johnson.
That was a very tough landing for Jace Johnson. Hopefully he's all right.
He looks okay. He's going to shake that one off. I always say that hardwood is the most unforgiving surface in sports.
Definitely, especially when you're getting so high up and both players are so athletic. Imagine that being that high up and falling up. It's not fun. It's not fun. I can tell you that.
First one up and good from Jace Johnson. (22-17), 7:59 to play in the first half. Jace Johnson looking to convert both free throws and does. Now a 6-point Apache lead. Apache's going to do a full court press, and they're going to get a foul called on Isaiah Smith. Blocking foul, denying the ball. Going up court, trying to usher him out of bounds. Arizona Western with the ball. Passed that one around to beat the trap from the Apaches. Call that one a press. They weren't really trying to trap, I don't think. If I knew the difference, I'd be playing basketball. Barton now with the ball for Arizona Western. Over to Diata. Over to Angela. Matt Angela leading scorer. A little bit cold so far. That's going to go to Suarez. Suarez wants to take it all the way and does convert the bucket. 23-19. Back to a 4-point deficit for the Matadors. Mark Clegg Jr. now with the ball for the Cochise College Apaches. Offensively not finding his rhythm in this game yet, but he's already been in minutes on the boards. Jace Johnson now. Inside Zambonete. Out to Isaiah Smith. Isaiah Smith from Tucson, Arizona, right around here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Clegg, fadeaway jumper in the paint. Mark Clegg Jr. converting.
Who knew he could add that to his game? Everyone thinks he's just an interior scorer, but this man can shoot.
Cochise loses Diata. Oh, that's going to be a foul. They lose Diata. He couldn't convert the three-pointer, and very physical. That's going to be 2 big collisions Jace Johnson's taken here in the last couple minutes.
Jace Johnson's playing with the toughness. That's all you could ask for from your point guard. He's playing with pace, and he's playing with a lot of grit.
.6:56 to play in the first half. Mark Clegg Jr. with the ball. Thank you again, everyone, joining us on Cool FM Live. Don't hesitate to jump in that chat. Let me know where you're cheering from and who you're cheering for. Mark Clegg on the inside. What a pass. Zambonette's going to be fouled. Almost converted for the and one opportunity, but he will go to the line for 2.
From your point of view, what do you think that Cochise needs to do in this game to pull ahead? And
whatever they're doing right now offensively, because they are attacking, they're getting to the rim. It's drawing a lot of contact, and when they're not getting contact, they're finishing at the rim. And I think the athleticism for Cochise is one of the best in the country from what I've seen. Use it, get to the rim, draw the contact. I think game plan expertly ran right now so far tonight. You keep doing that, too. You got Henderson and Jackson Tunbridge on the outside. Get him easier looks by drawing the collapse in the defense in the paint.
Well said, well said.
Thank you. I don't even know basketball. Let me tell you.
No, well said. I understand where you're coming from, and that's a good game plan.
Thank you, Zeke. I appreciate that one. Jace Johnson now. That's
great
ball movement. There it is. Ben Henderson. He doesn't miss those.
Weren't you just talking about that?
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Call.
Look, I don't know basketball, but I definitely know sports, and I can see what works and doesn't work. And right there, Ben Henderson, a wide-open 3 to give the Apaches a 10-point lead here in Douglas, Arizona.
Just having that ball movement gives the confidence to the shooters. That's all you really need, confidence in your shooters and confidence in your players.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Angler. He's going to try to do it all himself. And the paint wants the contact call. Nothing. That's another good offensive rebound from Caleb Myers. Another offensive putback as well as Jace Johnson going to bring the ball up quickly for the Cochise Apaches, but he does slow it down. Mark Clegg on the inside. Clegg in the paint. He wants to go up. Tough look for Mark Clegg, but he's a tough player. MJ finishing at the rim.
Nobody can bang with him down low in the nation. He's one of those great players in the paint.
Look at Ben Henderson defensively, not allowing any moments of respite here for the Arizona Western Matadors. A little bit out of control. They do retain possession. Here's Suarez, another drop step on the inside. I'll tell you, Edwin Suarez looking very good driving and getting into the lane for those buckets. Isaiah Smith has an open three-pointer from the corner. Off the back iron, no good. There is Myers once again. Defensive rebounding menace for Arizona Western.
Like I said before, those rebounds are going to be the most important to determine which team wins this game. Because like we've been seeing, Arizona Western has been getting so many offensive boards, and that's going to keep them in this game.
Well, that's the sacrifice you make for having such an athletic lineup, is you're not going to have the size. Every game Cochise comes into, it feels like they're outsized in the NJCAA. Now, every time they are outsized, they seem to win that game. What a backdoor cut by Anglo, and that's going to be Chase Murray with a goaltending call.
Good call. Not many refs would have made that call.
It was goaltending. It was goaltending, brother. Of course, Ezekiel, the team manager here for the Apaches, if he seems a little biased, that's why. Mark Clegg now driving baseline. What a spin move. He doesn't miss those, folks. Mark Clegg Jr., 33-25. Apaches on top.
He always comes ready with that spin cycle. You always got to watch out if he's leading with the shoulders. He has that little wiggle to him.
It's unstoppable. Him and Joshua do it really, really well. But again, it's athleticism. They're undersized big men. but they use that to their advantage at times, and we just saw it from MJ. That's going to be a deep three from Suarez. Edwin Suarez really trying to keep the Matadors in this ballgame in the first half. It's succeeding now, just a 5-point lead for the Apaches. Leg baseline, draws the double team. Jace Johnson wide open for three. All three of those, Jace Johnson. There it is again, Zeke. Have to collapse on Mark Clegg on the inside. He had Henderson, he had Johnson, he had a plethora of shooting options, and back to an 8-point lead for the Apaches.
A great defense by Jace Johnson. That's what he's been doing all season. He's been disrupting those DHOs, those dribble handoffs, and that's giving a great way to disrupt the offensive game plan.
Anglo on the inside finally finds his shooter's touch in the paint. Shooters shoot. Cuts the deficit back down to 6 now for the Matadors. Mark Clegg Jr., Jackson Tunbridge sets a screen. Mark Clegg on the inside. There's that spin move. Mark Clegg Jr. is ready to play tonight.
The spin cycle, that all he needs to do is keep at it, and then he's going to get those points up.
If they can't defend it, Zeke, just keep going to it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. 38-20 now, or 38-30, an 8-point lead for the Apaches over the Matadors. Anglo trying to do it again. Gets inside the paint. Matt Anglo, the fadeaway jumper, undefendable, but can't get it. Ben Henderson playing as good a defense as you can when somebody fades away like that. There's MJ. Jackson Tunbridge now, free throw line. Chase Murray, Chase Johnson. He's hot from three, decides better of it. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Mark Clegg Jr., he's got Suarez on him. Out to Chase Murray, top of the key three. The big man, no. Rebound will fall to Anglo. Matt Anglo, leading scorer for the Matadors, able to corral that one. Suarez. Oh, a great move on the inside. Gets into the paint and finishes on MJ. 38-32. Now just a 6-point deficit for the Matadors.
I apologize. I was making some.
You're fine, brother.
Technical difficulties with this camera. For many of you that do not know, I am recording on another camera. We're doing this 2-man job right here, doing the best.
It's good practice if you ever decide to try to go to Cool FM Live.
Great practice. But that was just a physical finish by Suarez.
Oh, Edwin Suarez is player of the game so far for Arizona Western. I know Matt Anglo's the leading scorer, but Edwin Suarez, he's got a lot of moves that can't be contained right now, and he's utilizing all of them. 2:37 to play here in the first half. 38-32. Apaches on top of the Matadors. Apache's been playing a very good game all around, but this is the par for the course. Matadors just want to hang around and take their chance when they get it. Let's see how the Apaches maintain this lead.
Of course, the Apaches can always do better at everything, but they've just been good at everything. You get what I mean? So, like, they aren't excelling at one thing. One thing that they are lacking in is defensive rebounding.
Yeah. You're not wrong. The rebounding is the difference in the ball game here to keep the Matadors in it. Henderson loses the ball. Jace Johnson able to corral it. Jace Johnson for the Apaches, 17 on the shot clock. He wants to reset, and he will. Jace Johnson's going to go in. Go up, can't get that one to go. Good defense. Chase Murray, Ben Henderson. He's wide open for three, but can't hit it. Jackson Tunbridge with the rebound. Ball's going to be knocked out, but it's going back to the Matadors.
Difficult call.
Isaiah Smith comes up. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo animated. Jackson Tunbridge does go get himself a little bit of a rest. Zing, maybe you could speak a little bit to Jackson Tunbridge's mindset. He came out on fire for Cochise College. But when you put up those numbers, people take notice in the box score, and a lot of teams have been defending him as the main priority. Why don't you talk to us how he's trying to fight through that so he can get his open shots?
Basically, his mentality is that shoot is going to shoot. If you give him a little bit amount of space, he's going to knock it down. And he's one of the hardest working players that you can probably ever see. He always fights through screens, tries to get the ball in his hand exactly where he wants it every single time. It's just right now, so many teams are having so many different game plans against him, and he's just trying to overcome that. Right now, it's just a learning process. He is still a freshman, so he's still going to learn through that and learning how much of a threat he can truly be, even through fighting through all that contact and all that adversity.
Jackson did take 2 seconds of rest and is right back in the ballgame now. Comes in for Isaiah Smith. Let's not get lost. Edwin Suarez converted an and one opportunity. Edwin Suarez, a menace for the Arizona Western. Matadors, Jackson Tunbridge, corner three off the back iron, no good. Arizona Western a chance to tie the ball game if they decide to shoot a three-pointer. They've been hanging around and now really starting to come back into this one. That's going to be Myers underneath. Caleb Myers with the finish. Now just a 1-point lead for the Apaches. Mark
You
Clegg Jr.
can't have that. You can't have that easy of a bucket down low. And especially Cochise now is just taking so many difficult shots. It's not converting.
He said it. Shooter's going to shoot. Jackson Tunbridge just wants to see one go in. Once he does, he's going to make them in bunches. That's how basketball works. Right now, just a little bit cold from the floor. 38-37. A chance for Arizona Western to take their first lead in the ball game. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gutierrez is going to drive. Great defense by Zambonete. He's going to force the errant shot. Tunbridge with the rebound. Starting the fast break, Jace Johnson. Johnson gets by his man. Tunbridge with it. Over to Johnson. They had Zambonete inside. They decided not to use the post. Zambonete going to screen. Jace Johnson in the paint. He's going to have that one from behind knocked away. But a reach-in foul on Aaron Barton.
Now Cochise in the bonus. Jace Johnson's already 2 for 2. Let's see if he can knock this one down and try to at least give the Apaches some wiggle room down in the road.
Jace Johnson to the line, trying to extend this lead back to 3 points for the Apaches. 38-37 your score. Up and good with the first one.
3 for 3.
I watch a lot of high school basketball around Cochise County. Broadcasting these games is such a refresher to see the free throw shooting.
Actually making the free throws?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's an underrated part of the game.
Oh, yeah. They're giving you the free throws.
Yes.
You're giving you 2 points if you just practice it. And how many times do we see teams are always in the bonus at the end of quarters and halves, so take it from Ezekiel, folks. Practice your free throws. 27 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. They got Myers on the inside. That's just too much space. He couldn't convert at the rim. Ben Henderson's going to fight for the rebound and grab it. Cochise a chance to extend that lead back to 2 possessions now with Chase Johnson on the ball. He's got Ango on him. 24 seconds, just a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Chase Johnson back from Mark Clegg, 15-14, looking for screens. What is the offense? Johnson over to Ben Henderson. Mark Clegg with it. 12 seconds. Ben Henderson back. He had Zambonete momentarily open, but lost control. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Chase Johnson got to put the ball up. He doesn't get it off. 3 seconds. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Haven't seen him that animated tonight, but he let everyone know about that one because the whole bench and the whole stadium was shouting the shot clock. 2 seconds, 1 second. This one's going to be up. Anglo can't get that one to go. So at the end of the first half, a very explosive first half, the Cochise College Apaches on top 40-37 here in Douglas, Arizona. Team manager Ezekiel, let me know about how you felt about that first half.
I felt like we started off very, cold, I guess, because the most difficult thing that we have been seeing is that we have not been getting rebounds. We have not been on top of the boards, especially on the offensive glass. We've been doing pretty well on our offensive glass, but we need to get those defensive rebounds.
You're not talking about shooting efficiency being cold. You're just talking about the hustle plays, the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, and I think you're absolutely right about that one. Offensively, I was right. I'm going to take that one because when have I ever been right about basketball, right? But you're absolutely right. The only reason that Arizona Western is in this ball game, second chance buckets and converting those second chance buckets. So that's the game we have right now, 40-37. The athletic department looks like the printer's working, so we will get stats momentarily. Oh, there they are. Thank you again, brother. Looking at the stat sheet, first we're going to start with Arizona Western, and as expected, they are led by Edwin Suarez with 16 points in the first half. Edwin also contributed 3 rebounds and an assist. Their leading rebounder, as expected, Caleb Myers with 6, also has 6 points. Other than that, 6 points from Matt Anglo, their leading scorer. Nothing really to talk about. From the free throw line, they were 3 for 3, so 100%. They were only 40% from 3-point. Only took 5 from the field. They were 44%, so not bad from Arizona Western, especially when you consider the second chance opportunities that Zeke was talking about. Going over to Cochise College, Jace Johnson, leading scorer with 13. Also for a guard, picked up 4 rebounds, tied for the lead for Cochise College. 3 assists and a steal, so Jace Johnson filling up that box score already. Mark Clegg Jr., 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists from Mark Clegg Jr. What we talked about, Zeke, people collapsing on him and able to kick it out and getting those easy buckets. And when you have shooters like a Ben Henderson out there putting up 5 points, easy to find those assists. Ben Henderson also 3 3 assists in this ball game. Joshua Whiteside, 5 points, a rebound, and an assist. For Cochise College, they're shooting an even 50% from the field. Only 2 for 12 from three-point range, and that makes a lot of sense. Oh, we have people getting on. Great awareness from your boy here. Didn't know that was going on. But 6 of 7 from 3 free throws. So in the game, 90%. Both teams shooting a combined 9 for 10. I can even do that math.
That's a solid clip. Well, both sides have been playing very hard. They've been playing very tough play of basketball. The only way that I say Cochise can get back into this, and while they are in the lead, but they've been playing very slow. They've been playing very
Doesn't matter, brother.
I apologize.
It's halftime.
That.
If you're going to blank, you're going to blank now. Everyone's going to get themselves a drink. Everyone's going to use the restroom. We got 12 minutes before we come back into this ball game. Folks, stick with us. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the second half of our second part of our doubleheader. Say that 10 times fast. 40-37 Apaches on top of the Matadors.
For Cochise, Grace Johnson, 13. MJ Blank, 10. Across the right side, 5. Isaiah Smith, 2. Ben Henderson, 5. Alexander Zubanet, 3. And Chase Norris, 2.
All right, folks, that buzzer means that we are just moments away from getting back in the action. Cochise College on top of Arizona Western, 40-37. Here, before we start the second half, let's thank some people that make this possible. First, the Cochise College Athletic Department for bringing us out here, without whom we would not be here at all. Thank you to Cool FM Live sponsors, Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC serving our community, and the Ed Morse Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. Drive in today and experience the difference at Ed Morse Automotive Group. And finally, thank you to Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, non-medical home care all across the Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Call them today, 520-685-1035. Back in the action, Arizona Western has the ball. Ezekiel has rejoined me. Zeke, what was the halftime speech like?
Come again?
What was the halftime speech like?
Wow, it was very cool, calm, and collected. We all knew what we needed to do and how to handle business, so we were just coming out and handling business.
Good to hear, good to hear. And they should be calm, cool, and collected. They've been playing a very good game, aside from the defensive rebounding, like you pointed out many, many times. Without that, if they got a couple defensive rebounds, maybe a bigger lead here in Douglas, Arizona. But we just started in Arizona Western, and Frank will get the ball underneath the basket. That one's going to be up and good. Looked like a corner three as I was zooming in by Angel Gutierrez, and that's going to tie this ball game up for the first time since I think it's actually the first time we had since it was 0-0. Ben Henderson, fall-away jumper from the elbow outside the paint. That rebound by Edwin Suarez, who had 16 points in the first half, is going to give Arizona Western their chance at their very first lead of the ball game. Drive on the inside. Good job by Henderson. And Chase Johnson taking it away. There's Joshua Whiteside. Euro step on the inside. That's an easy call. They're going to call it on the floor. Joshua Whiteside said he was going up for the layup, and I'll be honest, he was, but
Was
And
that a
I'll
shot
also
or
be
no?
honest, I don't know how you get the free throw called out of that one. I just know that certain people do. So.
Odd call, very odd call. It looked like he was going up for the layup, but maybe he saw something differently from what we did.
Them's the breaks, as they say. Jace Johnson with the ball now. Into Ben Henderson. Henderson trying to drive. He's got Suarez on him. Edwin Suarez has been the player of the game so far, either team. But Ben Henderson shows him what he can do. Henderson, the leading scorer for the Apaches, getting it going early here in the second half.
He hit him with the, now you see me, now you don't.
Can't leave your feet as a defender. Easier said than done. Here is Suarez against Henderson on the inside. Suarez gets into the paint. Henderson, the rebound and the tough defense. Jace Johnson bringing it up for the Apaches. Jace Johnson out to Henderson. Now wide side. Isaiah Smith with it now. Trying to get inside to wide side. Wide side. Out to Clegg. Out to Henderson. The elbow. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound to Anglo. Matt Anglo for the Arizona Western going to bring this ball up now. Gets it underneath Myers in the paint. He's going to lose possession of the ball. He's going to go down and get it. This one's going to be knocked away. Turned over by Ben Henderson. Jace Johnson now bringing it up for the Apaches. Henderson out to Johnson. Inside to Joshua Whiteside. Whiteside wants to drive baseline. Great move from Whiteside. Up and good. Now a 4-point Apache lead.
He plays with so much energy and so much ferocity every time he goes to the hoop.
I told him he's my favorite player. First time I ever. Oh, Isaiah Smith is going to shut me up. Isaiah Smith, he's going to slam it home.
Two hands for safety, like they say, two hands for safety. Make sure you get the two right now. There's no need for flash.
46-40. The drive on the inside, the floater. That's going to be a charge. We saw that. Darnell Childs gets called for the offensive foul just as quickly as Arizona Western ties the ball game up. They now find themselves down 6 points here in Douglas, Arizona.
For a big man, he's not afraid to sacrifice his body, especially with charges.
You're not wrong about that.
He's always a man that prides himself on doing the dirty work. That's why this team loves him so much.
Jace Johnson bringing the ball up court now for the Apaches. A lot of point guard from Jace Johnson. Mark Clegg Jr. with the ball now. There's Henderson. Wide side. Isaiah Smith for three. No, off the back iron, no good. Suarez with the long rebound for Arizona Western. Edwin Suarez wants to play a lot of point forward. Throws that one inside. That's just too easy. Big man, once again, Caleb Myers with the bucket. And that's going to be an inbounds violation on Mark Clegg Jr., giving Arizona Western another possession. That's going to be a timeout from NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. 17 minutes to play here in the ballgame, 46-42, a 4-point Cochise College Apache lead.
But this timeout, he's probably trying to calm his guys down, trying to let them know, like, we're playing a good brand of ball. We're just letting them get to the paint too easily. That's been the main focal point of this game. Arizona Western, they're a very physically gifted team, but they're not the best shooting team. They had a 26% from three all season.
Didn't know that.
So right now, their bread and butter is in the paint. So right now, they literally have to take them out of the paint and try to make them shoot over the top rather than actually try to contest them inside.
And we're not used to Coach He's giving up easy buckets like that, so that's something very new to see. Credit to Arizona Western for opening up the defense and getting those open looks. Aaron Bart now with the ball for the Matadors. Look, they wanted to delay play to Suarez. That one's going to be knocked away by Whiteside. Ball's on the ground. Whiteside fighting for it. That's going to be a jump ball. The possession arrow going back to the Apaches. All right, 16:56 to play. Now that it is Cochise ball, 46-42. Still a 4-point lead for the Cochise College Apaches. Mark Clegg Jr. to inbound the pass. The pass to Chase Johnson. Ben Henderson now. He's got a couple on him. A little bit of a zone look now from Arizona Western. Probably trying to contain Mark Clegg on the inside. And they do. That's a travel. Mark Clegg not happy with the call. 4-point deficit for the Matadors. a chance to cut into that lead right now, or if they get fouled on a three-pointer, chance to tie it. Angel Gutierrez over to Caleb Myers, leading rebounder in the ball game. Aaron Barton out to Gutierrez, gets his man in the air. Gutierrez, the step back three. He'll take all of those. Now just a 1-point deficit from the Matadors.
When that percent of the clip, there's nothing you really can do with that shot. That's just he made space. All you can do is just let him shoot over the top of you. Just make the best contest you can.
Well, and Gutierrez almost turning that ball over. It will be touched by the Apaches, and he does force the turnover. A good spell of possession here from Angel Gutierrez. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo not happy with the ball going back to the Matadors. Suarez inbounds the ball over to Barton. Aaron Barton now. Suarez, a chance to take their first lead in the ball game. The Matadors from Arizona Western. That's who you want to have it. Matt Anglo, he will convert 47-46. Matadors for the first time tonight on top. Johnson brings it up court. Isaiah Smith, they got Clegg. MJ with it in the corner. Gets it over to Isaiah Smith. Chase Johnson now. Good defense, but they do find Clegg, and Mark Clegg Jr. continues to be hot from the field. Gives the Apaches the lead right back.
That's what the game plan is. They're trying to find those spaces in the gaps of their zone. Trying to find it, especially in the top of the key. Move it to the dunker zone or either to the wings. That's a great game plan.
That's going to be a foul on Whiteside. Not happy with that call. I got to say, I didn't see anything there. Adrian Borquez in our chat. Bisbee Puma coach for baseball and football says, sometimes I don't even watch the game. I just watch Jerry Carrillo. Me too, Adrian. Whenever you see me stop talking, I'm just trying to listen to what Jerry's saying. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Zeke, do you know why I say that every time I mention him?
He's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
You have to respect it.
So I started saying that in the broadcast, and I talked to Jerry. That's going to be a corner three. That's up and good. Now the lead back to Arizona Western. I talked to Jerry about that, and he's like, yeah, everyone gives me crap for that. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll stop saying it. He goes, oh, I freaking love it. Yeah. And so I always say NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Isaiah Smith now to give Cochise back the lead, and he converts. Well, we have just got a three-point onslaught coming in the second half. Polar opposite of the inside buckets we saw in the first half from both these teams. 51-50. Apaches on top. There's Isaiah Smith trying to turn the ball over, the best defender the Apaches have. That's going to be a three-pointer at the top for Matt Anglo. And now a 2-point lead for Arizona Western. Back and forth and back and forth. It's like we're watching tennis right now. Henderson wants to pop the three. Ben Henderson in and out. Couldn't get it to go. Great fight from Isaiah Smith. He wants to go back up with it. Off the backboard, no good. Henderson the rebound. Henderson wants to go back up with it. Good defense from Arizona Western. Getting the ball back. 14 minutes exactly left to go in the second half. Anglo with the ball in the corner. 53-51. A 2-point Matador lead. And finally nursing a lead, but he's going to trip on the floor. Throws it out. Great awareness. Chase Johnson. Bodies hitting the floor everywhere. The ball does stay with Arizona Western. Gutierrez, 10 on the shot clock, trying to Euro step on the inside. An easy offensive foul call for the ref.
That's the one main reason that Cochise is able to stay in this game so close. They are willing to sacrifice their bodies, especially with the charges. Arizona Western, because they rely so much on their athleticism and going down to the paint, they are able to take advantage of those type of calls, especially with charges.
Chase Murray checking in the ball game now. I didn't even see that Alexandra Zambonete was on the floor. That's on me. Missed that one. So Chase Murray, Mark Clegg Jr., Chase Johnson, Ben Henderson, and Isaiah Smith on the floor for Cochise College. Henderson, he's got Murray. Baseline, Murray inside to Mark Clegg. What a pass from Chase Murray. Mark Clegg to finish, and we are tied at 53.
It's so crazy that not enough people give Chase Murray the credit and the flowers of a passer. He has a great vision, especially from a 6'10 frame. He finds you, and even sometimes it surprises himself.
Suarez driving in the paint on the inside. Ben Henderson has been doing a great job against Suarez, making it difficult for him to find anything in the second half. Remember, 16 points in the first half. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo with a great adjustment on that one. But going back to your Chase Murray, and for me, it's very weird when you have a big Dave Davies in the chat just got off of work at Roadhouse, says another barn burner, absolutely. And you missed our girls. They did win the first leg of the doubleheader. Chase Johnson inside. But it's weird to me that big men like a Jokic, it's so easy for him to pass. They're 7 feet tall. Yeah. You can see everything. But not always the case.
No, not always the case, because some big men are so focused on one thing or maybe two things. Let's say if it's playing defense and then just straight being in the paint. But like Chase Murray prides himself on playing the different sides of the coin.
The inbound pass stole, and that's going to be Matt Anglo, who's really come to life here in the second half. Leading scorer for the Matadors, gets a 2-point lead. Chase Johnson driving on the inside. Good pass to Chase Murray. Chase Johnson to Chase Murray. 55's even with 12:37 left to go in this ball game. Yossi Velagas Suarez says strong. No doubt a relation to Edwin Suarez in some way. Edwin Suarez, leading scorer in the ball game for the Matadors, gets by his man. Is going to go up. He can't convert the bucket, but going to the line for two.
Who was the foul on two? All right. Well, we saw that Jackson Tunbridge try to take the charge, but Suarez even hit with a veer step, especially when he started jumping up. He tried to move his body inside into the middle of the paint so he can draw that contact, which is a great play by Suarez.
Dave Davies in the chat says packed house and a lot of viewers. Nice. That's what we're trying to do for Buena basketball. I did talk to a media member that is on an opposing outlet, and he was dumbfounded. The only team that can't draw in high school basketball is Buena, and they're top 5 in the state in 5A.
Really?
Douglas draws. Benson, Wilcox. Benson and Wilcox are football schools. So it's something we got to get better at, brothers. As Jesse Villegas Suarez back in the chat says, my brother is strong. Absolutely. Suarez. We're going to have a jump ball. Looks like we have a foul. I don't know what that call is. Zeke, maybe you can give some insight. We're going to have a jump ball underneath. It might have been a lane violation, but I've never seen a jump ball for a lane violation.
Seen a lane violation. They usually would reshoot it or cancel the shot entirely, which is a very odd call. But maybe I'm not well versed in the game. Maybe I still have some game to learn.
Don't we all? They just change the rules every time. Long outlet pass to Anglo. Matt Anglo's been he's found his rhythm, is what I'll say, in the second half, and been a very good player. Suarez, Edwin Suarez against Whiteside, loses the ball. Bodies hit the floor. Suarez comes up with it. They have Anglo with an open three, gets his man in the air, shoots that one from the top of the key. Matt Anglo now they're going to call it a 2-pointer. 3-point lead for the Matadors. Ball will stay with the Apaches.
That shot, there's nothing that Ben Henderson could have done with that shot. This is not the best shooting team. They're more of a interior force scoring team, and while those shots you can't really do nothing about it. You can just throw your hands up and hope that you can contest it enough, and they've been contesting every three.
Well, definitely basketball is one of the more scoring centric sports. I think that's not crazy to say. It's really based on offense, and so if you do play good defense and get a possession stop, that's like a really big deal. That's why I like good teams that play good defense. I like watching balls stop rather than I do as Chase Murray from the top of the key touches every part of the rim but does not go in. Arizona Western a chance to take their first two-possession lead of the ball game here in Douglas, Arizona. That's going to be Barton bringing the ball up court now. Over to Anglo.
Ben Henderson on the ball.
Diata.
To Jace Johnson.
Back to Barton. 3-point lead for Arizona Western. 9 on the shot clock. Matt Anglo from the top of the key. That's going to be no good. Fighting for the rebound and getting it once again is Caleb Myers. It's got to be double digits for him. That's wide open, but Barton cannot hit the three-pointer. Whiteside comes away with the rebound. Jackson Tunbridge, I'm surprised he didn't shoot that one. Ben Henderson, even more surprised, into the paint. Drives, gets the foul call. Ben Henderson can't convert, but will go to the line shooting 2.
That was probably the smarter play, even though that you could have taken that 3, but right now they need the foul call so they can already get in the bonus early in the game, because right now the game is so close. Imagine if they already have it in the bonus and they are able to take advantage, especially in the free throw line.
I hear what you're saying, Zeke, but I've seen Ben Henderson and Jackson Tunbridge hit those shots more often than not. You're absolutely right, though. If he converts that at the rim with the and one opportunity, that would have tied the ball game up. Head coach for Arizona Western, I think I missed this part. Good job, Paul. Way to do your job. Kyle Isaacs for the Matadors. He's been a very calm coach. It's his fault for not being as animated as NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. Speaking of calm head coaches, shout out to Coach Dennis Baker from the Buena Colts. Ben Henderson up and good with the first one. Now a 2-point ball game. DeAndre Hawthorne, speaking of Buena Colts, coming back into the ball game, and Isaiah Smith will check in. Jace Johnson, very good minutes here from Jace Johnson. Maybe his best game that I've broadcast. And Jackson Tunbridge going to the bench. Jace Johnson was a menace in the first half.
Jace Johnson has been playing with pace, playing with heart. He's been taking hit after hit after hit, and he keeps coming back stronger than ever.
Yeah, you're right. He showed a lot of toughness. I forgot about the foul he got in the 2 fouls, actually, that happened on him. He hit the deck really hard on that first one. 1-point lead for the Matadors.
He's a very underrated player, like, for his toughness. A lot of people do not understand. This man comes with the mentality that he's going to be out there and do the best he can every single time he touches the ball.
Anglo with Henderson on him. He wants to shoot. He's going to trip and fall. It's going to be Chase Murray. They want the travel call. Nothing. There's Edwin Suarez. One shot on the shot clock. It's not going to count. Anglo would have missed either which way. As Dave Davies in the chat, I forgot. DeAndre Rawthorne. When he played for Buena, we called him Rawthorne. He was so raw at defense. Like, no, he could one-man trap everyone in the backcourt. DeAndre Hawthorne, a very well-versed athletic player for Cochise College. Redshirt freshman as well. 10:23 to play. Chase Murray with the ball. Isaiah Smith coming off the screen. Murray denies. Goes back to Ben Henderson, and that's going to be a foul on Matt Anglo for holding Ben Henderson, obstructing him getting to the basket. A 1-point lead for the Matadors out of Arizona Western as Mark Clegg Jr. checks back into the ball game.
That was a very subtle hold call. He was holding his waist. He kind of guided him in that aspect. So, like, it was not a bad call. It was not a bad call.
That's Mark Clegg. He's on the elbow. Good decision to throw that one back. Mark Clegg, you talking about vision. I can't believe he found a pass after that one. Hawthorne with the ball. Inside to Clegg. He's got an open look just outside the paint. That's easy from MJ, giving Cochise the lead back 59-58.
All you need to do is give him that 15-foot jumper or give him the spin move. He's going to convert.
That spin cycle deadly. That's good passing on the inside. And one from Caleb Myers. He's right back to getting those inside buckets. A 1-point lead. Trying to make it 2 for the Matadors. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach, I think we can hear on the broadcast, Jerry Carrillo saying, who fouled him? So that was DeAndre Hawthorne. Converts. Now a 2-point lead here for the Matadors. 9:50 to play in this ball game. Part 2 of our doubleheader. The Lady Apaches successful 56-46 earlier tonight against the number 12 ranked Lady Matadors. Isaiah Smith with the ball now. DeAndre Hawthorne, he's going to drive on the inside. Hawthorne gets into the paint, decides better of the shot. Isaiah Smith, 15 on the shot clock. Ben Henderson now, he's got 2 on him, 2 eyes on Ben Henderson, traveling everywhere. Isaiah Smith, the three-pointer, in and out. Joshua Whiteside back in the ball game with the rebound. That's easy for Joshua Whiteside. Tie ball game.
That's exactly what they need. That's what the Apaches need every single possession. Everyone crashing the board and trying to pull it out.
Angel Gutierrez with the ball. He's got Hawthorne on him. Actually, that's Aaron Barton who puts it up. Can't get it to go, but there we go again. Myers with the jump ball. Grab the offensive rebound. Jump ball will go back to the Apaches.
DeAndre Rawthorne with the jump ball.
See, you like that name, huh?
DeAndre Rawthorne.
I found a couple for the girls. Well, actually, Ashbury, KKK money were given to her by other people, but I use them. But Michaela Bleeping Silas is mine. So there you go. Dave Davies in the chat says, what a board. Talking about the Joshua Whiteside play. No doubt. Jace Johnson bringing the ball up court. 9 minutes to go. 61-61. Johnson with the screen from Clegg. He's got that range, decides not to. Isaiah Smith in rhythm. Top of the key three. Isaiah Smith misses. Clegg fighting for it. Ball will stay with the Apaches. Smart from Clegg not to chase that. I thought it was out on the Apaches, but he was right there, and he knew better than me.
I love close games as a basketball fan, but this is not fun.
It's me. Every time I go to a game, it's always a close barn burner somehow. Mark Clegg, he's got it open. He decided not to take that one. Smith in the corner. Missed his last couple of threes. Maybe that's why he might have been a little bit hesitant. Mark Clegg, he's got the one-on-one. The spin cycle. Joshua Whiteside, there was no travel there. That one's going to be thrown away, and that's going to be a foul by Ben Henderson in transition. A smart foul. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Still 61-61, 8:27 to play here in Douglas, Arizona, home of the Apaches. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Cool FM Live. Don't forget to like the Cool FM Live Facebook page, the Cool FM Live Sports page, and subscribe to the Cool FM Live YouTube page. Edwin Suarez bringing the ball in for the Matadors. Barton with it. Matt Anglo with the ball now. Around the perimeter, looking for the opening. They've done a great job getting those openings inside. That one's going to be poked away. Good defense at the rim. Whiteside might have got a piece of that one. Rebound going to Ben Henderson. Chase Johnson wants to go inside quickly. A smart idea to think better of that one. 4 Matadors waiting for him. Isaiah Smith, the corner three. Off the iron and no good. Still a tie ball game. 7:56 to play. Matador ball.
That three would have been so crucial, especially with that. But Isaiah Smith right now is having a cold spell. But all you can do is just keep shooting, try to get yourself out of it. But one thing that you can never knock about Isaiah Smith is that he will play defense. He will make it up on the other end. So I'm not too worried about this.
Anglo goes right by him. Good help defense from Ben Henderson. Too easy on the inside by Suarez and Myers to get those offensive rebounds again, and that's going to draw the foul from Isaiah Smith. We talked about in the first half, Zeke, those offensive rebounds are killing the Apaches right now.
That's the only reason why this game is getting so close, and especially with those threes.
Close. It's tied, brother.
This game is close. Either way, it can get pulled out either way.
PR Winatana is going to come back into the ball game now for the Matadors. Why is Winatana such an easy name for you to say, Paul? Because we had a high school in Kansas City called Winatana. So that one's pretty easy. I'm probably saying it wrong anyway. Jackson Tunbridge for the Apaches is going to check back in for Isaiah Smith as Suarez makes the first one. Dave Davis in the chat says Joshua Whiteside is a monster. Just wait for him to dunk the ball. With his dreads, he almost touches the ceiling with how high he gets after he dunks the ball. Suarez is going to make both of those. Winatana is going to come in. Suarez will go down. Now with Suarez on the bench, this is where the Apaches have to take advantage. Their best player tonight has been number 5, Edwin Suarez. A 2-point deficit for the Apaches. Let's see how they attack now with Suarez on the bench. Clegg with the ball. Wanted to shoot it. Drives baseline. Mark Clegg. That's a tough one. But goes right at Winatana, who just subbed in for Suarez and tied the ball game up.
Mark Clegg finds ways to score the basket, especially in the paint. He knows how to turn the ball with the English.
Yossi Villegas in the chat says Suarez with a bunch of strength emojis behind it. There's Winatana throwing this one out. That's going to be a three-pointer. That's going to be no good. Still a tie ball game, but Myers again with the offensive rebound. Mark Clegg with the rebound after the putback opportunity. Elijah Hicks in the chat says hands. I don't know what that was for, but definitely need to use your hands at basketball on anything. Ben Henderson drives on the inside, had the look, but couldn't convert. Still a tie ball game. Apaches just cannot break free of these Matadors when they have a chance to take the lead.
Let's see if they can block out with these passes, and especially with the rebounds right now, because they're letting too many easy shots down in the paint.
Angle, that's good defense from Jackson Tunbridge. He's known for his shooting, showing he can get it done on both sides of the floor. Matt Anglo, fade away, jumper, just a little bit short.
By Jackson Tunbridge, great contest.
And I said he's not known for that. Ben Henderson, the three, no. Whiteside battling for that rebound, but again, there's the boards. And that was Diata who actually tipped that one to Myers. Won't get credit for that in the box score. A good job there by Bakar Diata, fighting for that defensive rebound for the Matadors. 5:54 to play. Still tied at 63s. Winatana, what a pass on the inside. And that's going to be a timeout from NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. as animated as ever. As Yoshi Vegas back in the chat says, Edwin, the beast of God. That might be a little strong for me, but Edwin definitely playing a godlike game tonight. I'm sorry, maybe it's not enough for me. I can't think of a different adjective now. But in between, or this timeout does give me a chance, folks, to thank a few of the people that make this broadcast possible. First of all, the Cochise College Athletic Department. They sent me Zeke up here. He's a team manager. But without them, we wouldn't have got a chance to showcase these amazing athletes. Also, thank you to Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative, SSVEC serving our community, the Ed Morse Automotive Group of Sierra Vista. They're formerly Lawley Automotive. Drive in today and experience the difference. And finally, thank you to Synergy Home Care of Sierra Vista, providing non-medical home care all across Cochise and Santa Cruz County. Non-medical home care, 520-685-1035. Yes, Zeke, I see you looking at me. That does include Douglas, Arizona. And yes, Zeke, you can go to the state of Arizona and get that service paid for.
And what else could I get out of this amazing company?
It's non-medical home care. So if you struggle dressing yourself or going to the use the facilities, cooking for yourself, that's all the non-medical things that we do. Transportation's a big thing. Anyway, nobody wants to hear about that right now. The time left in the game, Elijah Hicks, is 5:49, a 2-point Matador lead. Cochise with the ball. Looks like the Matadors want to go full court press and try to force a turnover on Cochise. I'll tell you, that's risky because I've never seen Cochise turn the ball over on a full court press. And they're going to back off it. They just want to man up. Chase Johnson bringing the ball up court now. Johnson trying to get it into Tunbridge. That was a kick is what they say. So Diata threw his leg out and kicked the ball. Fortunate for the Cochise College Apaches as they need a bucket to stay in this ball game. You cannot go down 2 possessions right now.
And you can't afford any turnovers right now, especially in this 5-minute clip right now.
Henderson, Clegg Jr. with it now. MJ dribbling around the perimeter. Jace Johnson comes free. Johnson at the top of the key. He wants to drive on the inside. And we're going to get a hand check foul. I think this is going to be on Aaron Barton. I'll tell you, different referees from the girls' game because the girls were actually going in and tackling each other, and they wouldn't call fouls. So that went a little bit softer than we're used to tonight.
A little bit more ticky-tack fouls, a little bit more of a ticky-tack game.
As long as it's consistent, I don't mind. I mean, I know the rules of basketball are everything's a foul. Whatever you got to do to get points on the scoreboard, I guess. Jace Johnson inside. He's going to be met at the rim. That's great defense. I think that was Diata who knocked that one away for the Matadors. A 2-point lead for the Arizona Western Matadors. Can they extend that lead? They took their first lead of the ball game in the second half and have not looked back since then, and that's who they want to have the ball. Matt Anglo. He gets it over to Suarez. Another one you want to have the ball. Suarez, the biggest game, feeds it to the inside. Luca Rayner with his first bucket of the ball game extends the Matador lead now to 4, as we do have Vladimir in the chat says, let's go AWC. A Matador fan, Ben Henderson. They need this one. That's going to be short. Henderson trying to follow. Ball is out on the Matador, staying with the Apaches.
This has been that good of a shooting game for the Cochise. Not at the clip that we're used to.
Not from three-point specifically.
Cochise
has done a great job attacking the rim all night. They've gone a little bit cold from the field here in the second half, and that's what leads to our 67-63 lead for the Arizona Western Matadors.
It's still a 4-point game. It's still a 2-possession game. They can come back into this anytime. They just cannot afford those turnovers or missing opportunities at the basket, especially when they have an open layup.
We saw the huddle from NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jared Carrillo. His assistant coaches Derek Lane and David Matthews flanking them as they try to figure out a strategy that will get that ball back in that net for the Apaches. Zeke, what would you do right now? It's a little bit of a struggle to get that ball inside. We missed a couple layups. We've gone cold from three-pointer. What is your strategy to get the shot right now?
Right now, I trust in our guys. I'm not a Hall of Fame coach by any means of the imagination.
NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo, who's he referring to?
Of course. We always have to give him that title. He earned
always.
His banners right above us. We had to give him his flowers. But if I was in this position, I would just say keep playing hard and block out. I'd rather us not play with so much pace to guarantee a board. We cannot afford those offensive rebounds because we've been giving up too many, and especially those points down.
My boy Zeke has a vendetta today, and it's offensive rebounds. He does not want to see them anymore. We do have Vladimir back in the chat, says, great game so far. 2 awesome coaches. Absolutely. We haven't talked about head coach Kyle Isaac from Arizona Western a lot. But again, it's his fault for not jumping up and down and getting animated after every call. That's on him.
So much attention.
Mark Legg, Ben Henderson now. He's trying to drive on Suarez on the inside. That's a tough look. Does draw the contact, going to the line for 2.
And
so the Apaches getting aggressive on the attack in the paint again, where they had a lot of success in the first half.
And now they're in the bonus.
I didn't even see that.
That's great for them. Now
7th team foul.
They can afford another foul to give out to Arizona Western, and now they have a lot more of an advantage right now because they are able to get the bonus, and also they've been executing, especially on the line.
Ben Henderson will be 2 for 2 from the line, so we're going to have a 3-point game or a 2-point game. Dang it! I don't know what's right now. Is he going to make 1 or 2? I just jinxed him twice.
Probably, but hey, you got to give him the best of vibes.
Oh, that's on me. That should have trickled in. That's on me, Ben, not on you. 4:27 to play now. A chance to cut it down to a 3-point deficit for the Apaches. And he doesn't. Ben Henderson misses both free throws. And what Arizona Western fans are going to say is a classic ball never lies moment. Blake pits it away. But Suarez, Edwin Suarez from nowhere, tracking back and taking the ball back for the Matadors. That's not what should have happened on that possession. Matadors playing very, very good basketball here in the second half. And it's showing on the scoreboard 67-63. Rayner with the ball, just made his first bucket moments ago. Diatta, the spin move. Good defense from Mark Legg Jr. at the rim, denies. Cochise a chance to cut this lead back down. A 4-point deficit for the Apaches. Legg Jr. going the inside. Joshua Whiteside. Mama,
There goes that man.
there goes that man. What a pass from Mark Legg Jr. You're always talking about how underrated Mark Legg is as a passer because he does get the rebounds and he does get the points, and that's going to be a turnover. The intensity from Joshua Whiteside getting the student section involved, and now everyone in this gymnasium willing the Apaches to take the lead on this possession.
This is an energy game, and especially with the student section coming in, it's going to change the tides of this game, hopefully, and let's see if the Apaches can take advantage of this momentum shift.
Isaiah Smith with the ball over to Ben Henderson as Vladimir's back in the chat. Says good steal. Now they need to press. Ben Henderson, off-balance shot. Can't convert that one. Looks like the Matadors want to go quickly. That's going to be a foul on Isaiah Smith. I think that's 3 or 4 on Smith, so he has to be careful. We'll have to see. That's 4 on Isaiah Smith. One more and he fouls out, Zeke. So one more foul and Isaiah Smith fouls out.
He's been active on the defensive end. Like, it's been a very physical game, and well, inevitably he will get some foul calls, and especially with having a ticky-tack game like this, where if you barely touch the guy next to you, that would be considered a foul.
You got to play the game. The refs are calling, especially in basketball. As Dave Davies back in the chat says bang. Speaking of bang, Gutierrez trying to put one nail in the coffin of the Apaches. He can't convert. Jace Johnson bringing it up court. Inside, Whiteside with it. Back to Jace Johnson. Let's get that ball in number 3's hands. There is Mark Legg. He gets it over to Ben Henderson. Henderson over to Whiteside. 12 on the shot clock. Smith was going to cut. No good. Jace Johnson will be fouled and gifting more time on the shot clock. Nat Anglo, an unnecessary foul if you're a Matador fan.
Now with them being in the bonus, Jace Johnson is going to have the opportunity to at least hit 1, maybe 2.
Forgot about the bonus again, and it just happened 10 seconds ago. That's why I'll never be a professional broadcaster, see. 2:34 to play.
Kudos to you.
2-point deficit.
I'm struggling sometimes.
Oh, me too. You should have heard me in the first half of the girls' game. I had the most epic battle with the English language going on. English language won. First one up and good from Jace.
And English is like one of my better languages, and I still struggle with it sometimes.
It's my only language, Zeke. Jace Johnson ties the ball game back up for the Apaches. 67-67. They're going to try to trap in the corner. That's a good idea to get it to Suarez.
Try to pressure Suarez.
Edwin Suarez, that's great defense. Isaiah Smith, that's why he cannot foul out of this ball game. Those quick hands.
Suarez is a very dominant ball handler, but he likes to dribble with his right hand. In this point, if you are going to trap him, try to trap him leading into his left hand rather than pulling it back to his right.
Easier said than done, for sure.
Of course. I'm just saying in hypotheticals because anything can change.
They're going to throw this one all the way. That's a dangerous pass. Gutierrez does get it. I half expected Isaiah Smith to come down with that Hail Mary.
I say he was probably trying to play it safe, not to risk the foul call.
Yeah, you're right about that. 5 fouls. That one's going to be up, no good. Suarez, there he is. There's that monster on the inside. Puts it back. Dave Davies, just speak for yourself, U of A. Here we come. Dave Davies, of course, my co-broadcaster for most of the sports, was at Texas Roadhouse. Roadhouse tonight. Looks like he got off a little early. Might not have been that busy.
Chase Murray is back in the game. He brings in a lot of offensive firepower, so let's see what this change will bring to the table.
Noticeably absent on the floor is Jackson Tunbridge. He did good defense. He played good defense last time we saw him, and he's got that shot. But going with the hot hands right now, Ben Henderson, speaking of, just outside the free throw line, ties the ball game back up. Timeout from Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo.
Great move. Now we see Arizona Western is trying to play that drop coverage, and Henderson is a good mid-range shooter. If you give him that shot, give him 15 feet out of the leading to the elbow, he will make that shot.
You know who wasn't missing that shot in the first half was Jace Johnson.
Jace Johnson, he loves that shot, especially if he's like 10, maybe like 12 feet away from the rim. He has such a soft touch around the rim, and he just laces it every single time. And he plays with so much pace. He plays so low. It's so hard to tell when he's going to pull up and lead into a shot.
Our Arizona Western fan Vladimir, sorry Vladimir, I'm not going to try to pronounce your first name. That's on me. But Vladimir back in the chat says, wow, what a shot. So respect from the Matadors over to the Apaches after that shot from Henderson. I think what makes it even better and what impresses Vladimir more is we're inside 2 minutes. That shot has to go in. And it did. Great job from Ben Henderson. Anglo over to Suarez. Suarez showing Zeke that he can dribble with his left hand on that one. They're trying to get it to Gutierrez. Good denial from Chase Johnson. Does slip and fall. Angel Gutierrez with the ball right now. They need Myers, the 22, Caleb Myers, to get right back to the inside. He's been an offensive rebounding force. Gutierrez, great hands from Whiteside, knocks it out. 4 seconds on the shot clock. I think the Matadors are trying to be too pretty. When you're getting this many offensive rebounds, just put up a shot. Let Myers and Suarez go to work inside.
Now there's 4 seconds on the clock. What do you think? What do you think they're going to need to do? Are they going to get a back screen and lead it? Oh.
Edwin Suarez, he's going to be denied by Henderson. Ball's on the floor. That's going to be a shot clock violation and a chance again for the Apaches to regain control and the lead in this ball game. And there comes shooter Jackson Tunbridge. Should probably call him defender after that last spell he had. And that was against Anglo, who is their leading offensive scorer. So let's not just sell Jackson Tunbridge a little bit short. He can play defense too.
He's a man of many talents. He just needs to flip on the switch from time to time.
69-69, 117. Ben Henderson. He's got an open lane. Henderson uses it through the contact.
My goodness.
That's going to be a timeout. I thought it was going to be and one. That's why I was waiting. That's going to be a timeout from the Apaches. I believe 71-69. They regain the lead. 2-point lead here in Douglas, Arizona.
Ben Henderson with the Houdini. He faked it out.
I don't know how. So that's on Arizona Western, I feel. Ben Henderson got the ball and no one was around him. That was way too easy to give the season-leading scorer, Ben Henderson, that much room for the Apaches. He took advantage of it. Credit to Ben.
He's a seasoned player. He's a sophomore, and he's been coming from a good university. So especially him coming down here, he already has his talent. He already knows what he needs to do, especially on a game-to-game basis. And he knew that if he made a pass fake, he would get to that shot inevitably. And he's a big, strong body, 6'4", 220. He will bully you through it. And especially with right now that they are in the bonus, they could afford trying to get that foul and draw.
You're right.
Try to get into that double bonus. Because there is only 1 minute in the clock, and I feel like these refs are not going to be relentless. They're going to be calling any more fouls, any ticky-tack-tails. So if they can try to get into that double bonus quick and as soon as possible, that would really change the tide of this game.
71-69, 111, great. Great commentary there, Zeke. That's why you're here, brother. Hey, good job working your camera too while you're doing this.
I appreciate you. Hey, I'm taking some inspiration. I'm feeling good right now. Of course, I'm still stuttering from time to time, and I still have those filler words like, for example, the word like or I'm still
Bro, I stutter all the time, and people say that I'm a great commentator, so just take it. Just take it.
You are a great commentator.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure to work with you. It's a pleasure to work
Well,
with you.
you know, I think that's probably my most annoying feature is thinking, or personality traits, thinking I never do anything good. So people do get really annoyed. I'm sure they get annoyed with it. But anyway, back to the game here. 71-69, Cochise College Apaches on top of the Arizona Western Matadors. 59 seconds on the game clock. We just crossed over a minute 15 on the shot clock. Angel Gutierrez on the inside, gets it over to Myers. Myers finishes and ties the ball game. That's going to be a timeout from Coach Kyle Isaacs from the Matadors after this game gets tied back up 71-71.
That possession, I believe the the Apaches were playing a little bit not as physical with that. I feel
Soft,
like they were not,
you could say it.
They were not trying to get
Soft
that
isn't always a derogatory term. A soft call or whatever doesn't mean it's a bad call. It's just a soft call. When we see, when my co-broadcaster Dave and I go to the Valley area, goes because the Phoenix Suns are there. If it's college or it's high school or whatever the case is, those refs call them soft fouls. If you touch someone, it's a foul because that's how the rule's written. So anyway, yeah, you could say soft.
That's all right.
It was a soft bucket to give up.
It definitely, especially at that point, they could have just tried to wall up at least, try to give him a body right there before he could have.
And it's especially because Myers and Suarez have been doing so much work on the inside for the Matadors. If I'm Cochise, I live with any shot that's outside the paint right now.
Right now, they were giving up so many points from that 0 to 6 feet.
You're right. Chase Johnson with the ball now. 71-71. 23 on the shot clock. 40 now on the game clock. Ben Henderson wanted to get to the wide side, had him. It would have been a dangerous pass. Henderson decides to go it alone. On the inside, he's going to be dropped by Suarez. That's blocked. Jace Johnson able to come up with it. But 10 on the shot clock. They have to be aware. Jace Johnson, Ben Henderson, elbow three-pointer! Oh! Ben Henderson! 74-71, three-point lead. Timeout, NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo.
Anyone that does not say that Ben Henderson does not have that clutch gene is not watching the game.
Zeke, I don't think anybody says that, brother. I think that's a narrative you just made up in your head right now.
Shoot.
Ben Henderson has hit 3 game-winning shots that I've seen since I've been here.
He's hit one against the GCU club team. He's hit one against the CS. I'm lost right now.
I forget who they were against.
Southern Nevada and this game. Clutch plays, clutch player.
74-71. Elijah Hicks. It is 25 seconds left to go in this ball game. That three-pointer is huge. Now, I fully expect Arizona Western to go back to the inside. Why put up a three-pointer if it's not been your bread and butter? You know what is a guaranteed bucket? Myers on the inside, Suarez on the inside. So we'll see how they try to draw this one up.
I say from this point of view, I say the Apaches are going to just try to wall up, try to isolate them outside, and try to not give up any threes. They're not going to have a full-on closeout, but they will be in front of them, trying to make them at least try to make them hesitate, make them use a lot more clock rather actually giving them a free bucket. So they're going to try to shrink the floor, at least try to have them move the ball outside or take up a lot more time than they actually need.
Dave Davies in the chat says, boom! Bang is usually what he says on the broadcast.
Bang!
74-71, a three-point lead here for the Apaches. Here's the thing about Arizona Western, thinking about the Apaches. They don't have them on the floor right now. They have their defensive lineup on the floor. Jace Johnson and Ben Henderson and Jackson Tunbridge. Great free throw shooters, so it's going to be really hard to do that, to rely on them to miss free throws. Mango Murray in the chat says, Big Ben, absolutely. Arizona Western, 14 seconds. They got to get something going here. They get it over to Anglo. The fall-away three-pointer. Short. Whiteside with the rebound. That's
Whiteside with the
exactly,
ball.
But that's exactly who Arizona Western wanted to foul.
Now with that foul call, he has the opportunity to at least make this into a 2-possession game. And he needs to at least hit one free throw to at least ice the game.
Joshua Whiteside, one free throw basically ends this ball game in Douglas, Arizona. This is a man that's really improved his free throw shooting. I don't want to jinx him, but
you need to have a block of wood with you every time.
Oh, no, he does miss. I thought it was a double bonus. Suarez, he's going to be fouled.
It's on the floor. It's on the floor.
That's going to be a foul on the floor. Our friends from Arizona Western right beside us do not like that call. He said it's a shooting foul. Saying, how is that not a shooting foul? 2.3 seconds.
That was a very risky play. Any ref could have called a different call from that. I feel like that was just such a close play that it could have been a shot.
Edwin Suarez going to the line either which way, but only for a 1-and-1 right now. That was the 7th team foul on Cochise College. 2.3 seconds. 2 timeouts.
Suarez needs to at least hit one of these free throws.
Hit one, let Myers get the offensive rebound and live with it. Makes the first one. You can see Ben Henderson immediately bodying up Suarez for the rebound on that one. He knows exactly what the deal is. 2.3 seconds. Misses it. And that's going to be a lane violation on Edwin Suarez. He left, I believe. Exactly, and that's going to do it. Timeout by NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo. A 2-point lead, 1.9 seconds. And we can see the student section getting fired up. We see the bench getting fired up. They can feel it, Cochise College. 1.9 seconds away from this victory. Elijah Hicks in the chat says should be 3 free throws. I'll tell you something, Elijah. I have the team manager for Cochise College right next to me, and he said probably should have been 3 free throws as well. So if you got somebody that wants to see the Apaches win, agree with you, you could say that could have gone either way.
It just really, Isaiah, it's such a difficult call, especially if you're a ref in that situation. Any ref that refs any college game could have called that differently. It could have been a 3-point shot. It could have been on the floor or anything else. As a matter of fact, that's such a difficult call to make. It was such a 50-50 shot. It was a 50-50 ball, basically. That was a very difficult and very risky play by Joshua Whiteside, but the Apaches achieved an advantage.
They got it.
So.
Margot Murray in the chat said lane violation, and Bell Johnson says yay without exclamation points. So I mean, I don't know. It sounds like Johnson said yay.
Having the indoor voices.
Right? You put some emojis behind that, I'll scream with you.
Now
they put 2.3 seconds back on the clock, so now 2.3 seconds for the end of this ball game, and we can see the free throw shooters are on the court. Isaiah Smith, Mark Glegg, Jace Johnson, Jackson Tunbridge, and Ben Henderson. You know their stats. I feel like they're all above 90 or at least 80% free throw shooters.
Jackson Tunbridge is a guarantee. They're probably going to look to Jackson.
Mark Glegg having a little bit of trouble getting this in. That's going to be a violation by Mark Glegg. Our team manager here from AWC is not happy with the clock going off. Just when you thought the game was over, Zeke, here we are. That's going to be a timeout. Head coach Kyle Isaacs from AWC.
The game changes so fast.
Beth Rowe in the chat says Edwin should have gotten 3 free throws. Bad call. Elijah Hicks agrees with that statement. Man, it's almost like the refs don't favor a team and they just call it like they see it. Dave. Anyway. Bad calls happen. That's going to happen. And for me, it did look like Suarez was going up for the 3-pointer at that point. Either which way, the basketball got smiled down on Arizona Western with a chance to tie or take the lead.
If I was the Apaches, I'd wall up. Just wall up, make a fortress, have some guards on top, make some reconnaissance, everything.
Oh, man, tense moments here. Apaches out of timeouts. Both teams in the bonus. Apaches in the double bonus. Arizona Western, 1 timeout left, which will matter should this shot go in. NJCAA Hall of Fame head coach Jerry Carrillo showing his frustrations on the floor, throwing the clipboard down. I'll tell you, like Coach Adrian Borquez said, I'm here for the Jerry Carrillo show sometimes.
That was an inexcusable turnover. that was a very difficult turnover to give, especially at the time of game and especially how close it was.
Dave Davies in the chat says, here we go again. I did bring it up, so. Barton with the inbound. Suarez has to get it up. They have to get it up. They have to get it up. Arizona Western, what happened? Well, that's going to do it here. Another barn burner in Douglas, Arizona. And the Cochise College Apaches get the victory 74-72 here. And Douglas, Arizona, both teams victorious. Zeke, never mind then. I was going to say, Zeke, your final thoughts on this game?
Well, my final thoughts on this game was Arizona Western had a great offensive rebounding game. I know I've been talking so much about these offensive rebounds, but they've been doing great on those. I'm sorry for anyone watching from AWC. I do not know number 22's
You're welcome, Elijah.
name. They were playing great on the boards. It's just unfortunate how everything happened.
You a little bit surprised on that play call?
Very surprised.
I thought they were going to throw that one to the inside and try to tie that ball game up, but they went for the three-pointer.
Try to get an and one, but
yeah. Hey, it is what it is. We'll take it here for the Apaches. What a ball game we did see, 74-72. Apaches on top. Stay tuned, folks. We will have your statistics momentarily. Thank you, Zeke, for joining me. Of course, team manager, he's got to get back in and tell the boys what's up. We'll have the statistics momentarily, and also we will have a player from Cochise College for the interview, folks. Stick around with us. We're not done here from Douglas, Arizona. All right, I do have the paper here, folks. As expected, the unguardable Edwin Suarez, who went 7 for 7 from free throws and 7 and 9 from the field for the Arizona Western Matadors, had finished with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Unfortunately for the Matadors, just not enough. Following him up, Matt Anglo, who had a great second half, 15 points in this ballgame. Caleb Myers with a double-double, no surprise there, 13 points, 12 rebounds in this one. Going over to the Cochise College Apaches, spread out on the scoring. 15 points from Jace Johnson, who looks like he wants to join us here. 18 from Mark Clegg Jr., 16 from Ben Henderson, 11 from Joshua Whiteside, but that's going to do it for the statistic reading. Oh, there we go. Jace Johnson from the Apaches.
Yep.
Now, Jason, I always say let's start off because it's always a good game when I'm here.
Great game.
Let's start off with your raw emotions after that game. How are you feeling after that tough victory?
Man, we went to Arizona Western. It was a close game last time. We beat them. And then for them to come here and this type of environment in our home gym, it feels great. You know what I mean? Like, emotions are running through the sky right now.
Speak to that environment, because all season – the stands have been packed.
Yeah.
And, full disclosure, it wasn't that case last year. But the fans have been going crazy for you. How does that make you feel that everyone's coming out to see both teams play, actually?
It feels great. I mean, that's a huge boost to us, especially when we're at home. Like, the crowd getting involved, stomping on their free throws. They missing free throws, you know what I mean? So we can't thank them. We can't be more thankful for them.
Looks like we're going to have Isaiah Smith join.
Freshman of the year right here. Come on.
You already
come
know
on. J2, freshman point guard. Best pace in the league. He got the best pace in the league. Watch him work.
You already know.
I don't even need it.
Short and sweet from Isaiah Smith. Thank you,
sir.
Isaiah, for joining us, Tim. For sure, I didn't have the volume. It's going to clip. It is what it is. But Chase, talked about you in the first half. That paint jumper, that free throw line jumper, working very well for you. Were you surprised they were giving it to you over and over again?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, if you watch film, that's what I try to get to. I try to get to the paint, and if I can't knock it down, I look to kick out. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So obviously they were denying you in the second half that shot. So what is that? So what's your mentality when you see that your bread and butter shot's not going to be left open? How do you keep yourself involved in the obviously your point guard, so it's easy for you to keep yourself involved in the offense. But mentally, when they take away your shot, what are you going through to try to get everyone else involved?
When they try to take away my shot, my main focus is trying to get everybody else a shot. You know what I mean? We need points to score, so if I can get everybody else the ball and I can't score, I'm fine with that at the end of the day.
We got Blair in the chat. Kristen Blair in the chat, sorry.
Yeah, what up, Kristen?
Good
What up,
game,
Kristen?
Jace.
What up, Kristen?
For sure. I think a lot of people know about your offensive shot prowess. They know about your passing.
Yep.
What they don't understand is the defensive mentality. And what I say all the time is I see you. I always say Isaiah Smith is the best defender. I'm just going to let that out there.
By far.
But I
Best defender
think
in the league.
athleticism on this team cannot be matched. And I think maybe in all of ACCAC, you're probably the most athletic player.
Right.
Is that something that you try to lean into when you go into games, offensively and defensively?
Of course. I mean, if I have it, I'm going to try to use it to my advantage. So that's the main focus. You know what I mean? Always trying to be a better on-ball defender, especially when early in the game, try to turn them a lot in the backcourt. Yes, sir, babes. Yes, sir.
Mark Glick Jr. joining
Yes,
us
sir,
right
yes,
now.
sir, yes, sir.
Motown, you with me? You with me?
It's
Great dub.
Let's get you boys the stats here. I don't think you guys know what you did. Chase, you finished 15 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Mark, 18 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Now we have Zeke up here all the time, your team manager, and he always says the most underrated part of Mark Glick's game is his passing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you can see, so one thing I want to ask, what is, because you have everything, you score, you rebound, you assist, what's your favorite part of the game?
It got to be passion for sure. And I think I'm really just like an oversized point guard that happened to get athletic.
Top 2 pass on the team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I mean, I really love getting my teammates involved. You know, you see, I get happier throwing a pass. Like when I threw that pass to Josh, he dunked it. That makes me more happy than me dunking myself.
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of that pass right there, I'm glad you brought it up because it seemed like after that you guys didn't look back.
Yes.
Is that something you rely on times from Joshua? Like you threw the pass to him and he's hanging on the rim, and I was like, "Get off! It's gonna be a technical." He's hanging on the rim. That seemed to get you guys energized. Is that something you look to him to get going for you guys?
Yes,
all the
sir.
time.
Yeah. Josh brings it in practice, and he's our energy guy even in practice. We having a slow day in practice. Josh will do a nice dunk, and it'll get us going for sure.
Yeah, Josh.
Everyone dunked.
He's an
today.
exciting player. You know? Exciting players make exciting plays. That's what it is.
All right, boys. Well, the floor is yours. We're done with the interview. Jace, Mark,
Yes, sir.
shout out anyone you want to shout out. Give credit, props, whatever to anyone you want to shout out. Let everyone know about Jace Johnson, MJ, and the Cochise Apaches.
I'm gonna just say shout out to my family, everybody who sacrificed for me to be here. Shout out to the town. You know what I'm saying? Love to everybody who made sacrifices for me to be here. Last shout out, I'm gonna say shout out to my boy J2. He the best point guard in the league. He just so happened to be a freshman. That's it.
Come on, bro.
Too. There's
I'm
the
in on
nickname.
that.
I got the
I'm
nickname.
gonna
I
shout out
love
my
saying
family
the name.
too. All the fans, appreciate all of y'all. Every game, y'all always bring it. We can't thank y'all enough. And shout out my boy Tone. I know you gonna see this, Tone. Hey, shout you out. You know you back in the biddy. I know you with you. You feel me? This went for you, brother.
Beautiful. Jace Johnson, Mark Glick Jr., Apaches victorious on both games of the doubleheader. Yeah, if you guys want, come up here. Ben Henderson and Joshua Whiteside, everybody. There he is. Joshua Whiteside, my favorite player.
Yeah.
Look, man, he gives you guys energy. He gives me energy, too. What am I going to say, you know? Joshua Whiteside, Ben Henderson. Ben, we're going to have to think of a nickname that's other than Clutch, but the clutch player on this team, another big three-pointer. Talk us through that play right there and what it meant to you to hit yet another game-winning shot here in Cochise, Arizona.
I mean, MJ did a great job tipping out the rebound. Jace did a great job rebounding the tip. He drove. My guy helped off. Jace made a great pass, and, I mean, it's just reps to make shot.
Joshua, we just talked to Mark and Jace about your dunk in there, and they said that's what he does in practice is the energy. You've said it all the time. That's what you think you bring to the game. This game, you started off hot from the floor, and they were trying to get you involved offensively. Was that kind of the game plan? It's time to be a Joshua Whiteside game?
You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we got 15 people, and 15 people can go anytime. You know, anytime that number call, you know, we ready to go. And then, you know, just at the beginning of the game, before I got in foul trouble, that was just my game. So, you know, I took the opportunity and, you know, made a play out of it, you know.
What was how in your head was I better get off this rim because it's going to be a technical foul after you dunk that ball?
Yeah, I knew Coach Carrillo was going to tell me I'm going to have a 5.5. I would have got a text, so, you know, I had to stay off that rim. But, you know, credit to all my players for getting me over. Credit to Ben Hendo. Credit to MJ for that great pass. You know, this is a team effort. We all do this.
4 players in double digits here. Joshua, you had 11. Ben, you had 16. I thought you had 18. You had 16. You've been the leading scorer on the team all season long. Also, leading assist player. You had they teed you up against Suarez, who was having himself a game. What do you think your best portion of your game was tonight?
I mean, just working hard, making plays. My teammates did a great job helping me out. Missed a lot of shots at the beginning. My teammates just kept me going. Thanks to them. So
So you drew the Suarez assignment, and you made his life a little difficult. Now, he did get 22 points, but he had 16 in the first half. So was that an adjustment made at halftime? Ben, you're going against number 5 over there?
Yeah, so we just made a decision at halftime that I was going to switch on to him. My teammates had great help and helped me out, so it was a great night, great second half.
Awesome. Well, I think that pretty much does it for my questions. Covered everything. Joshua, Ben, go ahead, let us know all about you two, about the Apaches. Shout out anyone you want to shout out. Don't forget your mothers.
Hey, Mom.
Shout out moms. Shout out moms. Love you, Mom. Hey, shout out the city. Hey, shout out everybody. Thank God, for playing today. Thank my teammates for the win. We're just trying to get some banners hung down here. Coach Grill do so much for us and so much for the community. We just love the guys. So, shout out Tony. Tony, you see this? We love you, boy. Shout out Tony.
Big Tone.
We did this for you. Tony in Philly, but he's going to be back in
third shout out Tony's got. All right, fellas, thank you so much again.
so
The
much.
Cochise College Apaches victorious after another barn burner. It's my fault. I bring the good games. It's my bad. Both teams, the Lady Apaches and the men's team, victorious. Of course, Lady Apaches, don't forget, earlier in the night, victorious over the number 12 team in the nation. They're going to move up the rankings. The boys from Cochise College, they need to be ranked soon enough. But that's going to do it. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I am Paul Quarter. We'll see you next time on Cool FM Live.